love. At the moment, my partner is making a video for me and she's making me laugh as well. So please bear with me. All right. So yes, this is a visa of love, partner visa. I got a bad drawing. Yeah. And sometimes it also happens this way. Whatever. Okay, guys. Now let's talk about partner visas today, and let's talk about the eligibility criteria, what are different kind of partner visas, and how the partner visas can help you. Now, guys, this is one of those visas where the basic requirement of this visa is that you have a Australian permanent resident, citizen, or eligible New Zealander who's your partner and willing to sponsor you. That's the main requirement of this visa. Other than, of course, the few things like police checks and stuff like that. Otherwise, there's no other requirement in this visa. Now, guys, let's talk about it. Now, there are two kind of partner visas, guys. There's a partner visa, which you can apply onshore and offshore. Now, if you want to apply for a partner visa, you need to prove the requirement of a partner. Now, you can prove that in three different ways. The first way is the traditional way, where two people get married. Why I'm using the word two people? In the past, it was used to be male and female getting married, but now Australia recognizes, and it could be in any genders. As long as you get married, you are eligible partners. The second way is de facto relationship, where you and your partner have lived together for more than 12 months. Now, there's also a third way, where you can register your relationship with birth, death, marriage registrar. Once your relationship is registered with birth, death, marriage registrar, you basically bypass the requirement of living together for the last 12 months and you would be considered partners. Okay. Now, in terms of the birth, death, marriage registrar, that's a state law. So, giving you an example, very similar to like driving licenses. So every state has a little bit different laws in regards to the driving licenses and different requirements. Similarly, with registering your relationship, it's done through birth, death, marriage registrar, as I said earlier, and every state has a different requirement. Like for example, Western Australia doesn't accept relationship registrar still. Okay, just to give you an example, all other states do, but again they have different requirements. Okay, now yes, I've already spoken about it. Partner visa. All right, now there's also, for example, if you are not yet married, you haven't lived together for the last 12 months, or you are in a situation, for example, again like you're living in Western Australia, you can also apply for prospective marriage visa. Now, guys, prospective marriage visa you can only apply when you are overseas. You cannot apply prospective marriage visa while you are in Australia. Now, once you apply for a prospective marriage visa, you get your visa, and once you come to Australia, then you got 9 months to get married to your partner and then apply for a partner visa. Okay, so again, as we said, partner visa that leads to permanent residency. Prospective marriage visa allows you to entry for marriage before applying for a partner visa. So when you come to Australia, of course, you have full working rights in prospective marriage visa as well. You also get a Medicare, so you can pretty much start your life straight away. Let's go to the next slide. Now, types of partner visa and marriage visas. Now, I have given you a bit of an understanding. Now, the subclass 820 and 801, if you would be applying your partner visa onshore while you are in Australia, you would be applying for this subclass. Now, if you would be applying from overseas, offshore, then you would be applying for 309 and 100. And of course, if you be applying for a prospective marriage visa, then it will be visa subclass 300. Okay, go to the next one. Eligibility for the partner visas. You must be in a genuine and continuing relationship and have an eligible sponsor, which I've already mentioned you earlier. It has to be Australian permanent resident or citizen or an eligible New Zealander. The definition of eligible New Zealanders are those New Zealanders which came and settled in Australia before May 2001. I still remember that. Now, you can be married or in a de facto relationship, De facto relationships definition is living together for 12 months or above. I've already discussed that earlier with you. Must meet health and character requirement. Yes, you should meet the health and character requirement. Now this goes in very detail. I can probably talk about it in some other video, but yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, and we all like, you can not be very sick. Now there's a definition for that, and of course, you should be a person of good character. So a sponsor must be an Australian citizen, permanent resident, or eligible New Zealand citizen, pardon. We already discussed that earlier, so yeah, I think that should be quite, like, I've explained that before to you, so that should be fine. Now, to prove your genuine relationship and partner visa, these are the factors which department look into it. Now, finance evidence, which is basically your joint bank account, shared expenses, loan, mortgages. If you are both are in Australia, making your partner nominee in your superannuation, stuff like that. Now, social evidence would be photograph, the messages, the good ones, the ones when we are fighting. I think that's part of every partner relationship. Invitations, evidence of travel together, and stuff like that. Household evidence would be like, again, joint lease, utility bills, shared responsibilities. Also remember, guys, one thing. Now, a lot of you come to me and you think, oh, there's one thing missing. I do not have my partner on the lease. That's okay. See, the thing is, when two people are living together, there is so much of evidence that if one bed is missing, it's not end of the world. It doesn't make a difference, to be very honest to you. Okay. Commitment, evidence of statement of relationship. So both the partners, you write your evidence of statement of relationship. You got to make sure the stories should match. It shouldn't be different stories. And for example, the dates when you met, who proposed to whom, and stuff like that. They should always be matching, and there should not be any conflict within the statements. And history, your future plans, and of course you got to get 2 statutory declarations, which is called Form 888, from, generally speaking, from Australian permanent resident or citizens who vow on a relationship, and they can vow that they know both of you, and that's a very strong evidence as well. And actually, two evidences from Form 888, they are also mandatory in the application. Proof of meetings, like genuine relationship. Again, this is for your subclass 300 provisional. These things are the same, so I don't want to repeat them. Very straightforward. Photos, flight tickets, hotel booking, stuff like that. Chat logs, records, engagement proofs, photos, weddings, and we have all discussed that before. And future plans, evidence of, like, this is especially for subclass 300, which is, you would be getting married once you come to Australia. So the evidence of you booked the marriage and stuff like that, and what are your plans to getting married and things like those. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. Gather all your documents. You can apply through ME account online, pay your visa application fee. Now, as of today, when I'm making this video, currently the partner visa application fees is $9,095, or I think it's $85. But yes, in a big picture, the application fee for the partner visa is $9,000. It's a visa of love. It costs some money. Okay, now after that you submit your health and police checks, provide additional documents which department will generally ask you, and wait for a decision on partner visas. From now, what I'm seeing, it takes somewhere 12 months to 2 years of time to get a temporary partner visa. Once you get your temporary partner visa, then again, usually you can apply for a permanent visa after 2 years. But from what I see, generally it takes 4.5 years for you to become a permanent resident if you go through this pathway. So as long as your relationship is ongoing, there will not be any problems. There will only be problems when you have a dispute and you decide to go other way around. So guys, again, as I said to you, processing time 12 to 24 months, prospective marriage visa is 12 to 18 months. Cost, we have already discussed about it, so I was right in the first go. The partner visa is $9,095 at the moment. Prospective marriage visa is also $9,095 at the moment. When you come to Australia and apply for a partner visa, then you only need to pay $1,500. Now, there will be some additional costs like police checks, health exams, and if you have any documents which are not in English, you need to get them translated with a NATI certified translator. So those would be few $100 extra cost on top of your $9,095, which is an application fee, plus probably the cost what you need to pay to the employer. So now guys, there are a few common reasons why partner visa get refused. Mainly it is insufficient evidence. So it is very important to provide evidence, but it is also important what evidence is considered important to the Home Affairs. So in that scenarios, I think it might be a good choice. You choose a good migration agent or a lawyer who can help you, who have many years of work experience to build your application strong, so it doesn't take longer and you can get better outcomes. Now, inconsistent statement, I think I already talked about this with you again. Now, both the partners have to write a statement, how you guys met, when you fall in love, who proposed when, and stuff like that, how you got engaged, if you're married, when you got engaged. So there should be consistency between the statements. If the statements say differently, then definitely that could be a reason of a visa refusal. Failure to meet eligibility criteria, that we have already discussed about it, like things like your relationship, like for example de facto relationship or any other forms of relationship, whether your marriage is valid and legal in Australia, stuff like that. Now, incomplete application, or if you have health or character requirements. So that's pretty much, we already discussed that earlier as well. Now, application, keep record of financial and social and household aspects, which we have already spoken about. Write statutory declarations. We also, again, I've just spoken about that as well, where explaining your relationship and the history of the relationship. Submit certified translations of non-English documents, if you have any documents which you would be putting in your application. If they are in other languages, get them certified. Consider seeking migration advice. If you're unsure, you're more than welcome, and I would love to become a part, getting your family together and building up your life in Australia. So yes, if you need my help, my advice, you can always get in touch with our office, and it is always be truthful, transparent in your application, and that is very important, because once the department finds that you have been misleading, then of course that's kind of a dead end, guys. All right, and that's it, guys. That was all about partner visas. Again, if you need my help or my advice, you are more than welcome to come to our office. Thank you.